With only 1 week remaining of this first ever season and my first ever account in Dragonheir, I'm going to give you 5 things that I have learned playing that's going to help you guys start your new account, your new adventure, and get off to the best start in Dragonheir Silent Gods. Hello and welcome to today's video, and I'm covering Dragonheir Silent Gods, and basically I've been playing this game for quite a little while now, learning as much as I can by just playing the game before I go head on, make my main account and play this thing properly, right? And I've learned quite a lot by doing that, and I'm going to share with you today everything I've learned, right? So let's go over 5 amazing tips that you guys need to know. And the first one straight away is to do with summoning, right? So summoning in this game is really cool because you will get, to be honest, a fair amount of the purple summonings, right? And the purple starlight summoning icons will allow you to just summon any type of epic, rare, and common, right? So it's just like any other gacha game where you're using the like silver keys or the silver chest to get all the epics and rares in the game, which is very important for Dragonheir, because when you go into the legendary summons now, there's 2 things you need to remember. So when you're using your Heliite summons or your legendary summon dice, your mercy trigger, so you can see how this is on a 6 out of 80, this mercy trigger is actually different to any of the summonings that are specifically tailored to certain heroes in the game. And the cool thing about Dragonheir is you will know all of the schedule for the season of what heroes are coming out in these style of events if you're a spender, because they put it all out in an event calendar, which is great. So if you do want to spend a load of money, this is the way you want to go. But if you're not a big spender and you're a free to play and you're maybe like a low spender just getting the quick monthly bundles, you definitely only want to be rocking in this main Heliite summons and the Starlight summons, because by doing this, you are going to get the pity timer and you're going to get more legendaries at least for your account over the time of playing in seasons 1, 2, and eventually catching up into season 3. So the next big tip that I'm going to give you guys is to do with your heroes and hero roster when you start out in this game, because you are going to be, like I said, opening loads of those different purple summons, so you are going to get a bunch of different heroes that are epics as well as rares in this game. And the thing with Dragonheir is rares are actually good, and you will be using a ton of rares depending on what you want to do. And I've got just a couple of starter teams just to explain this and showcase why these are very powerful for your account. So when you're going into, for example, this Frost team that I have, I do have a legendary hero, but this is going to be replaceable by any sort of rare enhancer that can generate Frost for your team. But when we're looking at the rare heroes that actually make this team very good for free-to-play players, we're looking at 4-bit and we're looking at Usher, and these 2 rare heroes are very good. You've got a super defensive tank that can take a bunch of damage, and you've got a decent like bruiser that can take a bit of damage with her inbuilt shield gain she gets from just attacking enemies, but she does some insane nuclear damage, and she's just a rare, and you can be using this even in the highest stage content in the game depending on what Frost team you are running. So it's very, very good to not knock down any rares in Dragonheir. On top of this, when we are talking about heroes in this game, I want to obviously big shout out to your Traveler. So when you're in Season 1, your Traveler, aka your character that you build at the very start of the game, picking one of the 4 races, is so powerful, and he's going to help you out so much, because this is one of the heroes that you are going to be able to fully upgrade very, very easily through just completing the main quest lines. You will get all the little skill cards for them, and you can max out their skills, and it's going to help you so much because you can easily, with any team that you want to run, you can switch the element of your main guy from fire to frost to even lightning. And as you know, with the affinity bonuses, you can always match at least 3 stars, meaning 3 different heroes are going to hit that elemental affinity, and you can get that extra bonus of 20 and 20% attack and defense bonuses. So really good tip there. Don't fry them upon any of those rares. Play your rares, you're going to be using them, and obviously epics as well that you're going to be obtaining through Dragonheir. So let's go into the third tip for your account, and this is going to be one which you're going to be needing to take advantage of when playing Dragonheir. And the third tip we're going to go over is specifically for XP. And you can see at Goblin Lair 2 from just passively playing in this whole season, not really pushing too hard. But one big tip that a lot of players don't realize is you always want to be fighting on your Goblin Lairs at the highest difficulty possible. Even if you complete any of these Goblin Lairs from difficulty 2 to 1 and you get a 3-star and get a 1-star, you will still get more. And this is a lot of things that people don't understand. So if you are able to go to challenge difficulty 2, as you can see on this Goblin Lair 2, you're going to get 222 on these XP tokens, right? Which is going to help you buff up all of your accounts and all of your characters in the game that you're going to unlock throughout your season, right? And then when we go to back to the first difficulty, you'll notice it's only 2 and 2, right? We're missing 2 extra pots, and that's just for doing it on 1 star. So this is one big tip that I think a lot of players don't take advantage of, and they keep staying on the lower difficulty and feel like even if I get 1 star, it's not worth it. It is definitely worth it because you're only going to get so much stamina in the game, and it does take around 20 hours to get this thing refreshed. So you really do need to take advantage of that. And there's another thing you can do with this that takes full advantage of stamina, which leads in to my fourth tip. So one big thing that a lot of players don't realize is the events. And the events, honestly, line up perfectly for your account, especially for a free-to-play and a low spender. And if you keep on top of the upcoming events that you can click on the very bottom corner, you can see all the summoning events that are coming in and any other events that might be appearing in-game. But what you want to be doing is matching up what you're doing at the same time. And what I mean by that is pretty simple. If you look at Fortune Seeker, this is one of the events that comes around. There's a similar one for doing all of the dungeons, like the Tempest Domain and the Frost Domain. There's another one for the Goblin Lairs. And you can see where I'm going with this, right? You want to be doing these events at the same time they're up. So if you need gear and you know this Fortune Seeker is coming up in the next couple of days, just wait out and then go hard as possible during the event. Because while you're doing it in this event, as you can see, you're actually going to be doubling up on your rewards. And more importantly, with the stamina that you're going to be using, you're actually going to get stamina back, which is really, really important because you're actually going to be able then to max this out, get some stamina, get the gear that you needed for your characters, and have some stamina ready for the next event, which could be a Goblin Lair, could be the Tempest Dungeon, could be anything that you need that stamina for. So try and line up all of your events with your stamina usage, and that'll be a massive, massive gain for your account in Season 1. So the final tip is going to come back to the heroes, and it's all about actually upgrading and the scrolls in Dragonheir. Because I'm not going to lie, one thing I've noticed in Season 1 specifically, and I know this will improve a little bit in Season 2 and 3, there isn't that many scrolls. And what I mean by scrolls is the currency you need to actually skill upgrade, right? So this is your skill upgrade scroll, and as you can see for epics you can have the purple one, and as you can see for these blues we have one, right? So if we wanted to upgrade any of our blues, we could. But the problem is you're not going to get too many of these, right? So what you want to do in the early game is honestly save every single scroll, because what you're going to be doing is in the first 7 days is using whatever heroes you unlock, and obviously using Cresselda's trials, you're going to be able to reset any of your XP, any of your input into that hero, but you won't get any of the scrolls back, which is very important because you are going to be switching out all of your teams later on when you need to, right? You're going to be killing the Tempest Domain. You can't be using lightning heroes in there. So you're going to be switching more to like a fire-based team, right? Or a frost-based team. And then if you go into the flame dungeon, it's the same thing. So you're going to be resetting these heroes and pumping in all your XP in all the time. So you're not going to be using those scrolls, and you're going to be saving those scrolls until you get to the point where you can at least get all your heroes to level 100. If you can get your main team to level 100, it means you're able to then conquer any of the content that gives you legendary armor, for your characters, and that's what you're going to need to actually push through all the big DPS, all the big damage for those future events, right? So I hope that makes sense to you. Those are 5 tips and tricks or things I learned playing Dragonheir, which is honestly going to be a lifesaver for you when it comes into this game. So as a quick little TLDR on what I've just spoken about, again, don't worry about upgrading your skills for your heroes. You're going to be using these later on once you find maybe specific heroes on a tier list, like someone like Arena, who's a really good support hero. You might want to max her out, right? And then you're going to start spending all of your scrolls. So nice and simple. Don't be too hasty. Be patient and please save those scrolls. And there we go. We have learned, hopefully, a few things to help you guys in Season 1 if you're starting a brand new account in Dragonheir. And to help you guys even further, which is going to be crazy, I am making a brand new account called Zero as a Hero, and we are going to be playing from day 1, live streaming it, as well as making playthrough content so you can follow my journey and see how I am playing Dragonheir, so you can obviously learn as much as possible through that series. So if you've enjoyed today's video, you know what to do. Smash like, comment, and subscribe. My name's MrSneakyy, and I cover a variety of games, but today is the one and only Dragonheir Silent Gods. So until the next one, stay safe, stay sneaky, guys, and peace out.